For today's lesson, we are going to be talking about multiplicative comparisons. I know that's a big word, but I bet it sounds familiar to you. Multiplicative sounds like multiply. So keep that in mind while we look at this lesson. Here is a word problem that has a multiplicative comparison. Darlene picked 7 apples. So you can see her 7 apples right here. Juan picked 4 times as many apples. How many apples did he pick? So I went ahead and put the apples for Darlene because it's given to us in the problem. She picked 7. So now we need to solve the problem. Juan picked 4 times as many as this. So we have to think, how are we going to solve that problem? And what does 4 times as many mean? So if we're thinking of a group of 7 and Juan picked 4 times as many of that group of 7, we could show that with groups of 7 apples. So what I've done is I've copied the group of 7 apples and I'll paste another group of 7. Make it a little bit smaller. Move it over here so that these are Juan's apples. So he picked, if this was all he picked, he would have picked the same amount of apples. So here's another set of 7 coming up. Make it a little bit smaller. Picturing them as sets of 7. Okay, that's 2 times as many apples, but we need 4 times as many apples. So let's do another set of 7. Make this guy way smaller. Still a set of 7 though. And I need to move him over here. So that's 3 times as many apples. And then I just need one more to be 4 times as many apples. So here's my last set of 7, or my last group of 7 apples. Okay, there it is. What equation could we write that represents what's happening in the problem? Look, I have all these groups of 7. What is an equation that we could write? Well, we could look at 7 and do 7 times 4, because there's 4 sets of them, equals, and then we could count all of them to see how many Juan picked. That would be an equation that would work for this problem. If we were to count by 7s, we could skip count. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus another 7 is 21. Plus another 7 is 28. So a total of 28 apples that Juan picked.